Yes, peoples. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, here we go. We're going to talk all about the brand new Apple announcement today. Something that I would say a lot of us have been waiting for. Maybe some of us more so than others, but we are finally getting it today, and that makes me a little bit happy, if you will. So, if you missed it, today Apple has announced both Final Cut Pro and Logic for the iPad. Insert all of the fun stuff there. Like, people, this is quite incredible. I have been myself personally waiting for this for a while. I had the incredible opportunity to hang out with a bunch of Final Cut creators in NAB, and every time we get together, one of the conversations that comes up is, when is Apple going to finally bring out Final Cut Pro for the iPad? Now, some people are going to be like, oh, well, they did it because DaVinci did Resolve. When you see what they did to generate Final Cut Pro for the iPad, you will know they have been working on this for years. One of the first things that came to mind to me is that this is not just a paste up of like taking the app that already exists and moving it to the Mac. Moving it from the Mac to the iPad. They definitely didn't do that. They went in and got busy with it, and it's quite incredible. All right, so hopefully what I just did fixed anything to do with them sounds. So one of the first things, let me go ahead and show you this real quick. You can see here, this is the page for Apple. If you just go to apple.com/final-cut-pro, you'll see the regular one, and from there you can jump over to Final Cut Pro for the iPad. It's the first button on the page. Looking at it real quick, just take a look at the interface right here. Like, they're showing you some of the key features right out the gate. There is a scroll wheel right here. Now, those of us that started editing from the very beginning, we grew up on these scroll wheels. Matt, I see that you're here, Mr. Broccoli Man. I wonder if you ever had one of those Contour Shuttle Pros. Like, that was one of the first pieces of kit that I ever bought for my Final Cut Pro editing days, because I started on 3/4 inch and 1 inch, and used to having a real deal jog wheel. So buying one of those gave me that feeling of having a jog wheel. So cool that they added this jog wheel right here to the side, but they've done a lot more. Okay, so I'm not gonna play the film just yet. We'll get into that in a minute. What I'm gonna do is just show you some of the stuff just off the top. But actually, I think we should just tackle the gigantic elephant in the room first. I think we should cover the elephant in the room right away. Okay, here it is. What's this going to cost? It's going to cost $4.99 a month. And immediately, all of the people start freaking out like, I don't want to pay for a subscription. All right, listen, I am going to clown, and I'm going to hyper opinionated about this, because I think it's a matter of mindset. I think it's a matter of understanding why this is actually a good thing. And so, of course, today on Matt's stream, which I highly suggest you watch the replay, people were like, well, I don't really use it like that. I'm just using this as a hobbyist. Okay, I'm going to start there. The title says Final Cut Pro. It doesn't say Final Cut Hobbyist. It says Final Cut Pro. So like Mac pointed out from my snarky comment, it's directed at professionals. Does that mean a hobbyist can't use a professional app? Why, of course. I know a bunch of hobbyist drag racers, right? They're not, part of the IHRA, but they are full-on drag racers. They dump hundreds of grand of money into the hobby of drag racing. Why do I know that? Because I used to do dumb stuff like that. I used to think it was really cool to whip a Civic down a quarter mile as fast as you possibly could, cranking out like, 500-600 horsepower out of a car that was originally sold at 92 horsepower, right? I was into remote control cars for a hot minute, and remote control planes and remote control helicopters, all of which are very stupidly expensive hobbies. There's folks right now that have a hobby called buy a $3,000 camera and take pictures, and it's just a hobby. So it's funny to me that, Apple wants to charge you $5, right? I don't have a cup of Starbucks right here right now, but they cost more than that here. I don't know where you live, but a good cup of coffee costs $5. $5 a month. So anyway, let's just suppose you want to follow the hobbyist line. Here's where people get into like just making noise for no apparent reason. I don't need to use this app every month. I need to use this app this month to produce the Christmas special. You can pay $5 for the month of November to edit the Christmas special that plays in the month of December, and you can turn off the subscription. So you could pay $100 flat for an app that you're going to use twice a year, or you can pay $10 to use that app twice a year. It's actually a better model. But no, because being a subscription-based software is very victim-oriented, and every one of the Mac, let's say, news blog types, they all had the same reaction. Andrew said it, like 9 to 5 Mac said it, like, oh my God, it's a subscription. I hate the fact that they did that. I'm like, bro, you guys are perpetuating this crazy mentality because it's an easy dart to throw. Let's just put it that way. I think it is a very easy dart to throw. So yeah, and Apple Insider and Mac Rumors both said it, right? I'm sure The Verge, I didn't get that far. I'm sure Engadget, they're all going to say the same thing too. Actually, not even picking fun at Matt, because I know Matt will use it anyway. Matt even said it because it's fun I want people to stop that, because here's why. And I don't care whether you listen to me or not. These are facts, and I'm right about these facts because I've been in tech forever. Everything, not some things, every single thing is going this way, whether you like it or not. So similar to gravity and death and taxes and atomic energy, everything is going to be subscription-based at one point in time. Now, it's actually better. Again, like if you only need to use it as a hobbyist once in a while, you can turn it on for that $5, do what you got to do. You got 30 days to knock that out, and you can turn it right off. Let's just suppose you're a super broke ass. The first month is free. The second month is $5. So you can 60 days. You can use the app for $5. You could dig around in your couch and find $5 in your house floating in random coins in the drawer, or just go to your friend, hey, can I borrow $5? All right, cool. Like, I'm just saying, like, really, people got to get off of that. It is going to be what it is, whether you like it or not. So you can keep fighting it and talk about how much you hate it, or you can just understand that this is the way of the world. And the sooner you let that go, the sooner you can move on, because it is what it is. This is what it's fixing to be. And truth be told, it provides for a better app experience, because from a business perspective, Adobe, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, like everybody that has a subscription-based service knows exactly what their monthly income is for about the next 6 months. They have a very good guideline. So they can make development decisions based off of what they know they have as a working budget. In the past, what happens, and the reason why updates came out once every 6 months or once every 3 years, Photoshop looking directly at you, was because the development undertaking was massive. You were making major fixes all the time. You didn't have the budget to go in and adopt something that happens right away. So let's give you a for instance. iPhone 14 comes out and it has the ability to shoot 10-bit raw ProRes. But your application that you wrote that you let people pay one time for, and you're only going to update it when you have enough revenue to update it, or you have a visual plan as to where you're going to go. You're like, well, we don't plan on updating the app for another 6 to 8 months because we're on this cycle. They can't make that update, right? So when DaVinci generates something that leapfrogs the tech that's in Final Cut, the Final Cut team wouldn't necessarily be able to turn right around and go, okay, let me go ahead and attack that right away. When you have a subscription-based model, your developers can work because they know what they have to work with. They can see their resource pool. It is actually better in the long run. And let's not even talk about all of the subscriptions that you pay for right now that you don't even use, right? So there's people that got like that, not Lululemon, what the hell is it called? Planet Fitness. You got your Planet Fitness, your ass ain't been. You know what I'm saying? Some people have that Costco joint and maybe they go to Costco twice a year, right? You got how many people? Show of hands. We had this conversation the other day. How many people in the chat are Amazon Prime members? Go ahead and bless the chat with some sort of emoji that lets me know you have Amazon Prime. Just type the word Prime. Anyway, while we're waiting to see that, so I can go ahead and tell you what you probably don't already know. With that, you have, I mentioned this morning for Matt, like you have car insurance, you got house insurance, you got like mortgage, you have all myriad things that you pay on the monthly. The one that I was the most surprised about, I mentioned it this morning in Matt's stream, which I thought was just kind of hella funny. I have every version of Call of Duty, right? And have bought every update of Call of Duty since it came out. I want to say like circa 203. So that's like a $69 a year subscription to Call of Duty, right? If I go to my cabinet right now, and pull up every copy of FIFA that I have, I want to say from, oh God, when was the OG? I think the OG FIFA was like 2014 maybe. No, it was actually prior to that. Anyway, I think I have every copy of FIFA from whenever it came out, let's just say 2012, all the way to 2024, which is coming out in a couple of weeks, or a couple of months rather. I have every single copy. So that means I've subscribed to FIFA on Xbox since like, oh, take that back. It's like, I know at least 2007 because we used to play it in the dorm. God, okay, so like 2003 to now. So maybe, 20 years. I have every single copy of FIFA. So that means I've paid Electric Arts or EA basically $70 a year to subscribe to FIFA. And half the people that's in the chat, like saying all of that craziness, they subscribe to some stupid game on a regular basis. And they'll be like, oh, Apple's effing us because they make a subscription. Anyway, so the reason why I asked all you guys about Prime, and I see a bunch of you guys got Prime in here. Okay. George got Prime. Paul got Prime. Hannity's in the building. What's up, Ma? Roy has Prime. I'm going to be on Roy's show today. Make sure you check that out. Anyway, how many of you guys actually listen to Prime Music? How many of you guys actually rent books for your Kindle from your Prime? You see what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of people be paying for subscription stuff that they don't even use, but then they're like, oh, Apple's making Final Cut $5. Just stop it. Just let it go. Anyway, I'm finished beating that horse. That one cracks me up because people just love to go to that, and it is like part of maybe the craziest victim mentality statement ever invented. Is like this description is ruining my life. Shut up. I'll be an asshole about it. All right. All right. So one of the cool things is using your finger or a pencil, you can do amazing frame accurate edits. This is kind of true of LumaFusion, but I always felt that the LumaFusion interface didn't flow as well as Final Cut, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I've been on Final Cut since day one, so my brain just bleeds that, right? I don't think that LumaFusion is a bad app. I think LumaFusion is an incredible app, and I've used it a lot. However, I just my brain just has been waiting for this to happen, right? Why do you jump like that? One of the other cool features, hey, where'd it go? Is live drawing, right? Oh, I see. My mouse is being goofball. Let me just do this way. That interface is better. So you're going to be able to basically throw some live rotoscoping directly on this bad boy. And I think that's really cool. I have no idea why I press play and it's not working, but there it is. There you go. So you're going to be able to see some live rotoscoping on the fly. Oh, there you go. You see him drawing arrows, or her, whomever, drawing arrows, and then come over here and each one of those strokes is a different line. That's kind of rad, right? So live drawing is going to be dope. That's going to be quite amazing. Uh there you go. So HDR, like one of the things that nobody really talked about, I don't know, Matt, I left early. Sorry if you said this, but a lot of people aren't really thinking about it. It's the screen on an iPad is epic. It is absolutely epic. So you're going to be able to do some really color accurate adjustments and things on your iPad, maybe even better than what most of us have with monitors, unless you happen to have an Apple Studio display or high-end LG Ultrafine or something of that nature. So yeah, actually, I know a lot of photographers that like to edit their photos on the iPad because the screen is so epic. All right. So if you have old iMovie projects, you're going to be able to bring those in, of course. And then this, I think, is super rad. So I sent a message to Matt. I was in my house drinking coffee before this, and I sent a message to Matt. I was like, Matt, the keyboard shortcuts are going to stay, which is good because that's one of the things that will make it very easy and fast for us to adopt is because the fact that they're keeping a lot of the keyboard shortcuts there. Hopefully we can keep even the adjustments we've made. So for instance, I've made adjustments to my keyboard based on Mr. O'Brien's recommendations, actually, and it does make life a little bit easier. So that's going to be cool. I'm hoping things like when you press down the R and hold it to get the range key and then release it, it jumps back to arrow key. I hope those type of things stick with it as well. That would just make like editing really, really fast. Although ranging is a lot quicker with your finger or a pencil than it is with a mouse. So, yeah, anyway, I think those parts of it are going to be quite incredible. Dragon said it's not just FCPX coming to the Mac. It will cause the sales of iPads with more storage, raises the efficiency of external hard drives with it, external SSDs. Look, Matt posited the question. Other people posited the question. Even Andrew, 9 to 5 Mac, even said, like, I hope it works with externals. I will bet money it will absolutely work with externals. Why? The operating system works with externals. So why would the operating system works flawlessly with external drives? Why would you make an app from the company that made the damn pad not make it work with an external drive? That makes about as much sense as screen doors on the submarine. I'm going to go ahead and put money on the fact it will guarantee work with external drives, especially knowing the fact that they have people that already have iPads that don't have enough space. Yes, not yet. It is coming. We're getting there. We're getting there. We are getting there. Yeah. Bruh, this is super funny. Yes, I don't use a polished cloth. I have my own. It is made by Lee Filters. I have Lee Filters and I have Konkin. Those are my two cloths. Where is my cloth anyway? I use my Konkin filter cloth because it's orange. I always keep brand new ones in my bag too. I got brand new in the packages ones I keep in my backpack. See? Konkin. Right? Whenever you buy a lens, people, this is why you go to the actual store and not to B&H. Whenever you buy a lens, not sponsored. Thank you, Tony. Hey, man, I'm buying a lens. Give me some lens classes. But, yeah, man, it's a freaking $1,500 lens. I know you can give me a couple lens cloths. Damn it, every time. Yep. So I have a whole stash of brand new lens cloths in the bag. This one, the bag is wrinkly because I keep it in my backpack because you never know when you get somewhere and you need a lens cloth. So that's a brand new one, right? I also have some hidden in my handy dandy Ecamm bag. Like you just store lens cloths, right? You just keep them in here. Boom. Even got a extra beanie, right? Just keep everything inside this bag. So yes, inside the zipper here, Sony lens cloths. So yeah, there you go. Now you know. All right, so, but yeah, the finger touching thing is going to drive me crazy. Luckily, I'm going to be able to use a pen. Yeah, it's totally going to be easier to create. Totally going to be easier to create. Neil, you missed me putting all size 12 up the backside of people that bitch about subscriptions because it's really a mute point at this time. And the best part, you can turn it on and off. Like again, you can try. I need it this month. Here's $5. I don't need it for the next 3 months. Turn it off. I need it again this month. Turn it back on. You might go through the whole year and pay $15 to use Final Cut Pro. You don't have to go ahead and pay the. If Apple had just came out and said, okay, it's $99, people would have lost their. So they make it accessible to people who wouldn't have the budget for $99 and make it $4 a month with 1 month free, by the way. If you needed it for 3 months out of the year, it's going to cost you $10 because you get 1 month free. You can turn it on and off the other 2 months. Anyway, just saying. People just be liking to talk because it's fun to play victim. It's fun to play damsel in distress or dude in distress. I just think it's hilarious. I just wish people would stop that short-sighted thinking. Anyway, multi-camera angle. Why can't I speak English? Multicam is going to be built in, and that, my friends, is going to be dope. You're out in the field. You got you, your homie, your other homie, your other homie. You all got iPhones. You can all post them bad boys up, shoot video together, collect it all through AirDrop, slap it in here, and throw together an epic reel. Imagine a situation like so Matthew, Dylan, Michael, Brandon, myself, and who else is missing? Two Brandons. That's why. There we go. Normally we have two Dylans. Anyway, all of us are sitting down at In-N-Out. We're having ourselves a lovely dinner of this high quality takeout cuisine. And we're all like shooting like little quick random clips, right? I can say, hey, everybody, airdrop me your clip just now. So everybody can send the clip. And before Matthew can go back in and order his second double-double, yes, these are true stories, I could be in Final Cut and chop together a reel of me and the rest of the Final Cut homies like having a good time, and then I can send my version to all of them and they can switch it around where the first shots is them instead of, you know what I'm saying? So we can get basically 6 different reels out of the same footage just by airdropping all the content to each other, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you talk about that kind of level of creativity, boom. Yeah, right? Logic is also available. We're going to get to that too. I don't think, I also mentioned that it has nothing to do with DaVinci. If DaVinci died in a fire, this was coming anyway. Apple has been talking about this since we got to the M processors in the machine. But even for a company the size of Apple, if you want to make a product and make it good, especially knowing you're top of the food chain and any mistake you make is going to be elevated because everybody's waiting for you to fall on your face, they had to take their time and do it right. And I said that from way back in the beginning. Apple is not going to rush this out. They're going to take their time and do it right. Every time they've ever rushed something out, they ruined it. So that's anybody practically. So it's not that DaVinci did this. When Apple first announced that they were going to go iPad, DaVinci also started too. It's a different app with a smaller user base. They could come out quicker with less chance of getting not incarcerated, decapitated, whatever. They got less chance of getting their feet taken out, right? So Apple had to do this with a level of things. I mean, all of you guys that are parents, right? Your kid says he wants a skateboard, and you start going, oh, man, skateboard? Really? Knowing damn well, 12 years prior, you was on a skateboard doing handstands down the street. It's the same thing. Apple is in parent mode, right? They got to do these things with a different level of care. You know what I'm saying? A completely different level of care. So that's why they had to take their time and make sure they get it right. Gonna have 2 last trip. yes, there you go. You know, I wish they would come here. Trust you, me, bro. But they don't like to fly, so we're never going to see them. All right, so here's some of the cool stuff that's going to really matter. You're going to be able to sync these clips from multiple cameras, right? And then, as you can do now, you're going to be really able to basically switch it on the fly. Currently, I just use the keyboard shortcuts 1, 2, 3, 4 to switch angles, or depending on how much cameras you have. But yeah, this is going to be super incredible. And then you can get into each individual angle and make changes. So that's multi-camera. And again, multi-camera on the iPad, fam, this is just incredible. You're going to be able to go so quick. Now, this part has me amazed. Some of the automations and some of the tricks in here. I hope, and Matthew, I wonder what you think about this. I hope that this machine learning, neural engine stuff makes it back to the Mac quickly. Like quickly. Check this out. Let me just drag this and drop it right here. And what? Rotoscope? Like, what? Are you joking me? Like, I mean, Canva kind of does it. Weak Saucely, but it does it. There's other apps that do it. So Final Cut has to bring this out. This is going to be dope. And Final Cut Pro on the Mac already sort of has an auto crop. It's a smart spatial conform, but they're bringing that as well. Like, it knows what subject to track and detect. A lot of apps are doing that. Even your things like Opus Clips, that's what they're doing. So some of this stuff is out. And again, the cool thing about machine learning and neural engine stuff is the more people that get this app, the better it becomes. As long as you understand how that works, right? The fact that you can sync 6 video tracks in LumaFusion, but I have to update my iPad to do 4 angles. Oh yeah, the Billy Wright text is very cool. Yeah, man, I got a fully loaded M2 iPad sitting right here, so it was waiting. It's been waiting for this. And then Matt's favorite feature. This is, if you watch any Matt O'Brien video, I'm gonna stop picking on my buddy because I love him to death. But you watch any Matthew, he mentions this every damn video. This is Matt's favorite feature. He just did a dope one on audio editing. Oh yeah, I gotta talk to you about this, Matt. You did a thing on audio editing, and it's a great video, by the way. But this is just me. I think this is correct. I'm pretty positive. I've been in audio from the audio side very long. EQ first, right? Normalize. We don't have that in Final Cut, so we skip that step. But you go normalize, EQ, compress, EQ, limiter. Just saying. Different, but try that next time and see if it sounds any different to you, right? So start with EQ. Then hit it with the compressor, throw your limiter on there, EQ it again, and just see if it sounds different to you. You should normally EQ first. I'm just saying. I'm not picking. Anyway, Matt's video is great, by the way. You guys should totally watch that. Paul, if you can, go find the link, Onigaishimasu, to Matt's How to Make Your Audio Sound Better in Final Cut Pro link. It's like 2 videos ago. Please do not substitute it with the one where he's naked in bed with Final Cut Pro. Don't do that one. Anyway, yes, voice isolation is very cool. Oh, see, I wasn't going to be that guy to call you out in the comments. I was going to say it to you in Discord, but since you came over here, it's my house. I can tell you, it's just an engineering thing. But you know who talks that way a lot? Who always talks about that, even though I learned it from an engineer person, is Mike Russell, musicradiocreative.com. Mike Russell will tell you want to go NEC, normalize, EQ, compress. Right? Or NECE or NECE, normalize, EQ, compress, EQ. Limiter can actually be last. All right, there you go. Let me stop talking about that and start confusing people in the chat. All right, this is cool. Matt, the other Matt just talked about this for a second. Yeah, not that. Where'd you go? There you go, Mr. Pate. The write the text is cool, and just these text things are going to be quite amazing. These are going to be so good. Like, I love that. And so to Roy's thing, let me slide through these real quick, Roy, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. We got dynamic titles, which is super cool. This thing is being goofy. We're going to have these effects right here, so you can slap effects on, just slide them on really quickly, which is kind of awesome. Music, of course, is in there, but I'm going to make sure that I get Logic too, because you're going to be able to do some things with Logic running that will just make it even better. You're going to be able to do these backgrounds because of the fact that you can do some of that machine learning, subject cutout type stuff, which is quite incredible. And then, Roy, not yet, but we are going to get third-party content coming soon. Now, here's where Apple gives opportunity. If you happen to be a Dylan Bates and you want to make your own plugins that run in Final Cut Pro for the iPad and put them into the App Store, then you don't get to complain about your subscriptions, because you can make some really cool stuff. So what I would do, if I was you, if I was worried about paying them this $5 a month, I pay $50 for Motion right now and dive in and learn how to make titles for real estate agents, or titles for fitness people, or titles for live streamers, and put those in the App Store, and then make all your money back, including the ability to buy a new iPad and every new Mac that comes out when it comes out. So, like, if you want to slide out of victimhood, be a creator, make something to give the people what they want, solve that problem. I'm just saying. Don't be that guy. It's only $5 a month. Go away. And this is cool too. I don't know if I'll use this. I find it quirky. Just recording stuff with an iPad is just a weird holding form factor. But I can see if you needed to do a pickup shot real quick, or just something comes to mind while you're editing, you need a piece of B-roll and you're at a coffee shop. Imagine posting your iPad up, putting it in the record mode, and just sliding it across the table real slow while you're recording at 120 frames a second. Drop it back in and get your little B-roll. Or go to the desk and order another coffee, and just bring your iPad and zoom in on the dude, the girl, whomever, doing your pour over, and then slap that B-roll in. Or you're at a restaurant and there's a chef chopping broccoli, you can snatch some B-roll. So they're going to give you some manual controls, which is kind of cool. This is not going to freak out on me. Please don't. But again, you're going to get this monitor action, which is cool, right? You're going to be able to do ProRes even better. It already does ProRes now. I think, honestly, let me step back here real quick. I think this is foreshadowing the camera app on the iPhone in the next version of iOS. Just saying. Keep that in mind. And I want y'all to remember #Doc was right. There you go. You got the ProRes. And this is one that I saved. You will be able to move this thing to and fro the Mac. Okay? So this is going to make it so much easier as you do things. So the real advanced stuff for those of us who actually care, right? We got ProRes RAW. Gangster. This is so good. I'm not even going to get into it with you guys, but to me, this is amazeballs, right? You're going to have the ability to do some high-level color grading. And again, color grading on an iPad, the monitor is better. You don't have to calibrate it. It is already dope, right? So this is going to be fantastic. If you use it for nothing else, just to bring your stuff over and color grade it in the iPad will be gangster enough. That is worth every cent of $5 right there. Just that. You're going to have your keyframe capabilities for your audio and animations and things of that nature, clip adjustments. You're also going to get the cinematic mode. So that's where you're on your phone and you're shooting in cinematic mode and you want to change the focus, like in the commercials you saw back in September when it came out, or the last 2 Septembers actually. And then you are going to be able to deliver the quality straight out of here. So you got your 4K HEVC movie file with HDR. You can just spit it right out, save it. Hopefully they have bundling in the iPad. That's something that I use a lot. And then you're going to be able to sync this up with the Mac. So again, like I'll do my regular cuts, right? I mean, come on, Matt, think about this. Let me talk to my brother Matt over here. So you're cutting up this piece. You got it all together. You're ready. Boom, send it to the iPad. Grab it, jump in the truck, drive over to the coffee shop. I need 2 large flat whites, not one on deck. And when you see this one empty, bring the next one. Post up, headphones on, color grading at the coffee shop. Yo, I'll color grade sitting in the onsen in Japan in that hot, natural, hot water, just chilling, iPad open on the side, color grading, sitting in 130-degree water. Like, oh, yeah, man, that feels good. I'm just saying, that's super excited. Super excited. Anyway, let's go to the next and real quick. We'll slide through this fastly. If you guys got questions, comments, whatever, please throw them in. Oh, yes, I did see that inside the video. I did see the track club thing. If you text me your track club link, I'll put it in the chat so people can check it out. That's why I got that 12.9, bro. That's why I got that 12.9. You can normalize in Logic all day. You can, that's one of the reasons why I'll get Logic is you can normalize in Logic. Final Cut doesn't really have a normalized feature, but it's never bothered me because I have Levelator on the Mac, which is a free app for the Mac. You just download it, levelate it real quick, drop it in. But I don't even bother with that. I leave everything the same. I do EQ, then compression, any adjustments I might need to fix. I slap the limiter on. And even after that, I take the final track and I always just run it past Auphonic. It doesn't often do much, but Auphonic is an absolute game changer. I can show you that in a second if time permits. Boom, boom, boom. Does the MacBook Pro version go subscription? I hope so. I kind of hope it does. I was like, who the hell is texting me in the middle of this? Is Matt. You guys check out Track Club. I'm going to pop this link in real quick. Track Club. Boom. Let's throw that in real quick for my man, Broccoli Master himself. Yeah, his video explains Track Club a little bit, and I think it's kind of cool. So yeah, in a way, I kind of hope so. And here's why. I'm going to go back to this again. Matt mentioned it this morning, and I'm in the same boat, similar, actually a little bit longer. Matt says, he's been using Final Cut for the last 10 years, over $300. So it basically cost him like 30 cents a month to use Final Cut for the last however, right? Because that's what I keep telling people, right? When we had an application that cost $300, and then whenever a new update came out, it was $100 for the update or $150 for the update. That's the exact same thing as a subscription. If you divide it up over the 5 years you're using it, and then take that $450 and divide it by the 5 years, it's the same thing as a subscription. Like, people literally make an ass load of noise about subscriptions, and it's just dumb. It is just dumb, and I will call them to their face. I will fight people on it. I will stand that debate toe-to-toe, and I think I can win this debate every time because even your car is a subscription. right? I don't know, for some of y'all, monthly payments. I mean, like my 2010 Tacoma, that subscription was over years ago. However, but people do it on a daily basis, right? You know, it's just funny. Anyway, we won't get into that. The point is, I hope so, because they be getting a little bit slow sometimes with the updates. And the way I see other apps that are subscription based, how fast they update, I would rather have the Final Cut Pro being a subscription base if it guaranteed me quicker updates. Because there's a bunch of stuff that we're slow behind right now that we need ASAP, and I really wish they're doing that. See, there you go. There you go. Matt is on the same. Yes, both Matts and I. In if you watch Matthew's Final Cut streams, he's always talking about how Final Cut needs to update this, that, and the next thing. And you know, part of that. Let me fix that. Sorry. Part of that will be hopefully taken care of for that. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Monitor setup is LG 32, LG really weird square-ish type monitor. Lily put 7-inch right here, and then iPad whenever I need it. So I basically run a 32. This one is called a dual up. It's really weird. It's basically two 16 by monitors stuck together as one piece. It looks square, but it's not really square. It's 2880 by 1440 twice. So it's 2880 by 2880. Wait, I said that wrong. Anyway, it's a weird size, but it's amazing. Man, why am I dumb? What is the first fun? My God, my brain just went dumb. What is the first number in 4K? I know this off the top of my head, and then my brain just went super mental. Why can't I think? 1920 twice is 38. 40. There you go. 3840 by 2880. Dang, my brain got super stuck. Anyway, yes, you'll be able to travel to a gig, edit a client video on the fly, get 2 jobs done at once. You know what I'm saying? Boom. The coffee shop lighting this is true. This is true. We actually have some coffee shops that have like little booths that you can go in, which is kind of cool. Similar to the Amex Lounge at the center. What's that thing called? Las Vegas Convention Center. So 49 is boom. Oh, I see what Roy's saying. Roy's saying if you pay $5 a month for Final Cut Pro and then paid basically $92 a month for a 12-inch iPad, then you're an editing powerhouse. Now think about this. Let's get on to what my man Roy said, because Roy is a genius. Not just because he invited me on his show today, but otherwise too. All right, so we got 92 plus 5, 97 bones a month. If you can't look at your Instagram feed right now and see somebody creating reels that are and be like, hey, listen, I want to help you with your reels. I will do 10 of these suckers a month for you for like $200-$300. And just make them better. You're doing good, but this is how they can be better. Here is a demonstration of what I mean, right? Right? I mean, and now with the iPad, editing these type of reels on the fly, come on, son. It's super quickly. Like, if you want to figure out a way to finance all of this, just start editing for other folks. Like, just trust me. You can make a good grip right now. Boom, boom, boom. Matt just did that, Michael. There is a link. I thought Paul, man, see, this is why you send Paul to go get that link. Let me see if he put it in. Let me not make trouble to Paul, because I think he did post it in here. There it is, right here. This is Matthew's link. He just showed you how to do it. The only thing, I won't say he did it wrong. He did it differently. It's up to you. I think you should EQ first. That's the only difference in what Matt did than what I would do. But do whatever works. It's similar. It's not that it's way off. If it was way off, I would have definitely called him up and said, let me show you why you should do it this way. It sounds fantastic. But I still think you should EQ first. But that's all. And he does a good job of showing you how to do sweeps, which I think is a very important part of a lot of tutorials on EQing skips. But sweeps are very, very important. Let's go. I want to call this one back. Matthew, I'm going to take it back. Listen, company of this is a very, I'm so glad you said this. This is a common sentiment from people that businesses are trying to like get you because they want to sell more of this. I don't know how you run your business. I want to sell more of whatever I sell. Yes, but it is very bad business to set yourself up to only do nefarious things to cause sales. That is the worst business model ever. Every business that ever has done that has primarily failed, right? People find a way around it. Something comes up and disrupts the dishonest business model, and that business model goes away. So a company the size of Apple that is a target of probably no less than 300 lawsuits a day is not just doing it to make you whatever, right? That's just crazy thinking. The M1 in an iPad is almost 3 years old next month. So they are supposed to be making things that get people to be on the tech that they're currently selling because they have full access and control over that tech. They can guarantee that it works. You also have to realize that what Final Cut does, it can't work prior. The minute M1 came out, the first thing we all said is, now that we have a processor that can handle it, hopefully we'll get Final Cut Pro. Apple goes, absolutely. And they started working on Final Cut Pro. They were working on it prior, but it couldn't do what it needed to do because prior to the M processors and the way that the graphics works in the M processor, they just couldn't pull it off. So it just had to be shelved. This performance isn't enough. People aren't going to like this. This performance isn't enough, right? I know people on the team. I know that Mr. Frank Casanova and some of the other people on the team would have been like, this is not good enough. I can't do this. We need better. And then the minute we got that processor, it's like, okay, now let's dive in and polish this baby up. I think it is crazy when people say that, oh, Apple's just doing this to make money. I don't know how you run your business. I run it to make money too. Like, that's just the only way. That's the only way businesses survive. If your business doesn't try, the little kid that's selling lemonade on the sidewalk this Saturday in your neighborhood is selling lemonade to make money. Let that slide. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Drink. Everybody drink. It was coming sooner or later. I'm going to go and be the first one to say this. And this is from Doc Rock, the consumer, not Doc Rock, the employee of Ecamm. As of today, May 9th, 2023, Ecamm on the iPad is a fucking stupid idea. Why? I-O. How are you going to run 4 cameras, 2 cameras even, out of an iPad with a single? Wishful thinking, people. Wishful thinking. If we made it where you just worked and it worked with one camera, everybody will bitch about where there's multi-camera. So the better thing to do, okay, it's like busting out a pack of cookies when you only have enough for one kid, there's 4 kids in the back. The better thing to do, never bust out that pack of cookies. Why? Because the other 3 kids are going to be pissed, or there's going to be fighting, there's going to be screaming, there's going to be yelling. So the iPad's strong enough to handle a single camera and a live stream? Yes. But the minute you crack that nut, they're going to want more. The minute you just the tip, it's never just a tip, right? Some of y'all are feeding children right now off of some just a tip bullshit. So no, it can't, because the minute you crack that nut, people are going to want everything, and the hardware can't do it. So no. No, I'm not saying you're mad. I'm not saying you're mad. No, I'm just saying, you brought up a thing that I understand where you're coming from, but I think it's important to address what I address because so many people say that. And normally it's about, no, they change this on the iPhone every year. They do it yes. And if they don't, Apple's screwed. If they don't update something and charge money for it, people get pissed. And when they do update something and charge money for it, people get pissed. Like, they're just in a position that no matter what they do, people are gonna boom. Yes, I subscribe fuel in my car as well. My PS subscription is paid up. If Toyota came asking for a subscription model, we would have a problem. Boom, boom, boom. How do you mount a teleprompter onto a lens that has an ND filter on it? Easy. I do it right now. Here, I'm going to show you this in a second. Thank you, Matt. I was way behind. Dragon, I'm going to show you how to do it because I do it. In every single, I might be wrong. Let me preface it. As far as I know, every single software that has become subscription model has increased their update speeds. I can't think of one that hasn't, but if you can, let me know. Yes, it will. It will. It will. Sorry, Frederick. That's just me. I just want to take all of the BS off the table. I feel like a part of this, let's be honest, let's be dead honest. Part of this is I'm an ex-fruit farmer. I get really pissed when people take hot takes at Apple that are silly. Now, you take a real hot take at Apple, I'll take the hot take with you. I have a bunch of hot takes for Apple. Trust me. I don't think that they're don't stink. But when people take mindless hot takes like, oh, they're just trying to make money. Yes. Yes. So is your business, I hope. It's a dumb hot take and it just sounds good on paper. And it's normally the Luke Mianis and the Max Urievs of the world talking. Anyway, I won't talk about them today. I get upset when I talk about those two. Dude, man. It was so good. When the FedEx line was, not FedEx, when the Starbucks line at the convention center was so stupid, Elia and I, Cardi, we would just like go flash the Amex cards and go sit in the Amex lounge and enjoy fantastic coffee. It was boom. No, it's okay, Matt. We still love you. Oh, yeah, I just did the update. So, yes, guys, in case you didn't know, in case you missed the pate, yesterday, Rode basically generated a couple of updates for your wireless microphones. That's the older one, but that's what it looked like. I did make a screenshot of the new one. Maybe I threw it away like a dummy. They did a couple of updates so that you could basically just plug a Rode wireless into your machine and your machine will see it as a hard drive now, which is really, really good. Excuse my language. I have no idea what the heck I did with that screenshot. It's super funny because I literally just did it yesterday, but I threw a bunch of stuff away when I got here. All right, let's get back over here. Boom, boom, boom. Man, why the heck did I lost this? There it is. There it is. Oh, God, we got a list. Oh, my God, do we have a list? Some form of cloud functioning. Like some form of cloud functioning so Matthew and I can work on a project at the same time. That's a big one on my head right now. God, there's a list. Yeah, I got to think about this. There's a several more, but that's one of the big ones for me right then and there. Yeah, LumaFusion is the business. What's going to happen though, Matt, and this is computing in general, right? People don't want to hear this. 5 years out of a device is normal. Everything after that is gravy. In Apple, right, as a genius, we have a 5-year window on the operating life of any computer. Then 2 more years, 6 and 7, we give it vintage status. At year 7, it becomes obsolete. So this is a curse for Macs. I have a 2012 MacBook Pro right here on the table that is flawless. Damn, it weighs a ton. It is absolutely flawless. Look, it even has a Sony Alpha sticker on the front. This machine is flawless. It absolutely works. There is nothing wrong with it. But does it? Because everything is so slow at that point. So the curse of Macs that we don't really have in the PC world is that they don't die. I have a 2008 notebook that still works, and until recently, if you guys watched my show for a minute, I used to have a 2009 iMac back there running that was my basically extra display. And the curse is people misconstrue the fact that they work for the fact that they're functional, right? 67 Impala is dope until you hit something. Why? It has 0 safety features in it. Why? Because over the last 50 years, we figured out how to make your car safer. So somebody could do something dumb like try to roll a Tesla down a hill to kill the whole family, and everybody walks away. Like nobody was hurt. Now he's in jail. They got cuts and scratches, but nobody got hurt. So yeah, the 67 Imp is dope, but I damn sure wouldn't roll it down the hill. So yeah, it's obsolescence is a weird thing when it comes to computers. Ecamm remote for iPad would be dope. Yes. Travis must be brand new around here because I hate ATEMs. Yes. I don't know why Chris is eating the cookie, but oh my God. Dude, this is true. You guys missed an incredible talk at NAB. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Frederick and Jeff were doing a point counterpoint on editing editing on an iPad and like how dope it is, right? And this is even funnier now because at that conversation, I think a bunch of us in the audience blurted out like, oh, this is going to be even better when Final Cut Pro comes to the iPad. Like here we are like 2 weeks later and well, it's coming. It's going to be 4 weeks in total by the time we get it. But hey, very cool. There is an embarrassment of options for software because we're still skipping CapCut, which is pretty dope for small, quick, light, cuts only type edits and InShot, so there's Adobe Rush. There's iMovie, which whatever. But yeah, I think there is definitely some dope stuff to do it. I am going to go on record and take a wild, sophisticated swing and say new iPads announced at WWDC. Did it. I did it. So let me tell you how I operate this. This is funny. I do it differently from folks. If I have a job right now that having this facility on the 24th, is it? Maybe it's 26th. I forgot. Let me scroll back and double check. If I have a job that will get me there, 23. Okay, 523. If I have a job that I can do within the next month that's going to basically cover that cost, I would buy it right now. And then when the new one came out in fall, I would sell that one and move right ahead, right? I'd literally just sold my M2 MacBook Air. I bought my M2 MacBook Air when I bought it because it was M2 and it was fast. And I knew I had work I could do right then. I was about to go on a road trip that was going to take me through like 6-7 different cities in the course of 2 months, right? So last year, August, I left. I went to Podcast Movement and I did like 6 conferences in a row, ending up in Boston, Mass. Right around Halloween. I came home the day before Halloween. So I left from August to October. I was on the road. So the MacBook Air was a brilliant idea. And it's a fully loaded MacBook Air. I spent like $3,000 on it, right? But I did all of that work for those couple of months. And then in December, or January rather, when the MacBook Pro, the real deal Holyfield came out, I bought it. And then once I got everything settled in on my MacBook Pro, I had to go on a road trip, but when I came back, I just sold the MacBook Air. And so really what I did was rent a MacBook Air for 5 months. You see what I'm saying? Like if you need it, you need it. You get what you need when you need it. Mac have amazing resale value. Amazing. And to your 2018 iPad, again, this is how I do it. This is my business advice to all creators in this business. Write this down. Buy whatever you buy today. Hold it no longer than 2 years. On its second birthday, you sell it and you replace it with whatever is current. If you take a 2-year-old computer in the Mac space, you can sell it on average for about $500 less than you paid for it. Sometimes more. I just do $500 because it's quick. It always works. I have never missed, and I've never had anybody ask me for cheaper. Normally, compared to what's out there, I'm one of the cheaper prices. But at the end of that 2 years, I immediately sell it and replace it. Right? So because I don't have one Mac, it's easy for me. I have multiple Macs, so I can just work on one. But this Mac Studio first birthday was like 2 months ago. Come May 24th of next year, trust you, you're going to see, hey, anybody want to buy a Mac Studio? And I will replace it with the M2 Mac Studio. So when the M2 Mac Studio comes out, it won't be like, oh, should I get an M2 Max? Absolutely. If you hold on to it until it's 5 years old, now you're at a position where what you can sell it for isn't enough of a dent in what you need to replace it with that you start iffing. And then when you start iffing, you end up holding it for 7 years and then 8 years, and then it becomes a problem. So if you're doing this stuff, especially from a business perspective, either A, lease them and put them on 2-year leases and force yourself to give it back every 2 years, or B, purchase, sell, just leapfrog that all the way through. And you will never have a slow machine. You'll never be feeling left out. You'll never be, Apple released a feature that won't run on my machine. Apple did a iOS or Mac OS update. You don't have all of those problems. They're not your problems. Those other people's problems. That has been working for me since like 2012 when I adopted it. And it's a flawless strategy to me. You don't have to listen to me, but I think it works. Anyway. I think that more and more apps are going to bring this to the table, and Apple, as we know, slacking in the AI space, will watch it happen for another maybe 6 months to a year, and then they'll finally bring something to the table. I think they're just pulling cautious maneuver right now. I think that's the case. Oh yeah, let's get over here. Sorry, man, I got excited. Then we didn't talk about it. There you go. If Apple can run Logic, I'm assuming the full session plus hardware, even Final Cut Pro, yes, there is a ceiling. I just told you what it was. It's I/O. It's not the power of the application. It's the I/O. Ecamm requires I/O. You need to be able to connect a bunch of stuff to it, and it ain't gonna. MIDI hardware is not the same as 4K video camera over UVC. It's a whole different ball game. But yeah, I'm excited about Logic. Logic is going to be incredible. The microphone. Oh my God, that one cracks me up. It's the microphone. There you go. Yeah, that's a problem. See, this is a problem. And you know what that comes from, though, JFK? Back in the day, music software was always a problem whenever stuff got updated. It never really worked, right? So there you go. I should hit up the Apple Store for a new iPad Pro to be ready, or wait until after and risk not making content for a few weeks. I don't know, Matt. Me personally, me being you, knowing what you can do with it, I would say get it in your hand before. It is going to come out on the 23rd. Right now, everything is shippable easy. Some of those shipping times may increase, though, as people are finally diving in based on this. That being said, you could easily, if they drop a brand new like M2 iPad or whatever around then, like WWDC or even September, you can easily sell it. Like, you're in a good position, good market, a good user base. You can easily sell it and swap it out, or hell, even do it as a giveaway in your channel. Like, yeah, you're in a good position. I would say, because it's not going to be the end all be all. I would say definitely get yourself in a position because you want to have your content ready. Okay. Now, this is for Mr. Matthew. Okay. I'm going to look down the pipe for this. Matthew, you want to have this so that on the 23rd, you can have it in hand. And no less than 30 days later, you need to have the Matthew O'Brien editing on an iPad course. You got 30 days. Hopefully your actual production schedule doesn't F that up. Then you paid for the iPad in a matter of minutes. If you pre-sell that course, you can pay for that new iPad today. Just saying. I'm just saying. This is why I'm a content coach. I'm just telling you. Yes. No, I kept the. Why did I keep the 12? This 2012, I kept it for a very particular. Oh, I know why. I kept the 2012 because when its years was over, the first Retina came out. And at that point, I just bought the Retina, and I kept this because I wasn't sure how the Retina was going to work with certain stuff. It's mainly because of my live streaming at the time, to be honest. Yeah, there you go. What's Cal Digital Ecamm? They're two total different things. Yeah, they're two total different things. Cal Digit doesn't make a switcher, so they're completely different. Dude, Logic, I'm telling you, Logic on iOS is going to be the best. Matt, I'm telling you, that's the blueprint. If you do it, you will cover the cost of your new iPad in 24 hours or less. Even if you did this is a fully loaded 2 terabyte like iPad. This is $2,500, I think, and you cover that cost in like an hour. The minute you said, "Hi, this is Matthew O'Brien, and I am making the first course on how to edit on an iPad, and it's going to be a $59 course. But if you sign up ahead of time, it's going to be $19. Done. I guarantee you. But then that means you can't work for time enough to get that. You already know what to do. Like all the videos that you've made in your playlist for Final Cut Desktop, you just recreate them as the iPad versions. And in the beginning, you can set it up where I'm going to drop these 10 videos first, and I will add to them as we go. But got to just cover audio. We know this. That's important. Cover color grading. That's important. Cover syncing things, moving it back and forth, and covering asset management using external drives. If you started with those first couple videos and then basic editing, titling, done. I'm just saying, fam, you could be done. You could do that this weekend. You could write the scripts about it and then just adjust it to the how to actually do it, right? Oh, setting up your keyboard shortcuts. These are the best things for it. I mean, you could be done in the course of a week. So on the 23rd, you get your iPad. You can literally have that whole thing done and ready to roll by the end of the month and cover the entire cost of an iPad. And your new Mac Studio. And actually your new Mac Pro when it comes out. I'm just saying. People out here like tripping. See, I bought that course already. Everybody who would buy a $59 course from Matthew O'Brien about how to edit Final Cut Pro on the iPad, put a broccoli emoji in the chat. Damn, I can't wait to round trip. Oh, I know who said it. Where did he go? Come back, come back, come back. Michael said it. Michael said, what's missing from Final Cut right now? Round tripping to Logic. That's another one. As a person that knows how to use both Logic and Final Cut, the fact that you can't seamlessly round trip between those two apps make about as much sense as screen doors on the submarine. Round tripping. That is key. That is key. See? Boom. Let's go. Matt, you're not charging me for my copy. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. All right. Glenda is down with some broccoli, right? I'm just saying, Matt, I'm giving you the blueprint, my man. This, I guarantee you, the amount of people that have been waiting for Final Cut Pro for the iPad, you will cover the next couple years of private school. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, your kid wants to go to Omaha State, it's going to be free tuition. I'm just saying, it's fixing to happen. It's fixing to happen. All right, Logic is going to bring together some some AI stuff. I saw this in the film. Number one, they got Day Trip to do this, but there's a sampler part in here that they were playing with on the commercial that was just incredible. Let's see. You're going to have in tiles for your compressor and your EQ and stuff. There it is. Sample Alchemy. That was amazing. You're going to have your full project navigation, of course, GarageBand import. The Apple Pencil support, going back to the other Matthew's comment, this will require an M2, though, to do the hover pencil where you don't have to actually touch, but you can scrub just by holding it in the air. Like, that's going to be kind of important. That's going to be kind of important. Let's see. You got your input, your sounds, right? Oh, I wonder if we'll be able to pull sounds directly from Apple Music. Like if they can put like a epidemic style library in Apple Music somewhere, that'll be kind of handy. You have his music browser here. You have this whole discovery situation right here. I've played with things like this in GarageBand, so bringing it to Logic, which is just on a whole different scale, would be even more fun. If you guys want to see something absolutely incredible, what you can do with Logic, check out like Henny the Biz put in his beats on IG. He calls them layup drills. They're freaking incredible. There's some sample alchemy, so you can sample stuff in and start playing around with waveforms. I don't know if you guys caught the live stream yesterday. I was talking to my nephew, and he's already creating his own sounds and stuff, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. He's 13. Yeah, you get in here, got access to all of your effects. Then you can make your beats on the fly just with the tapping, which is kind of cool. You got a beat breaker, so you can chop things up. You can pitch morph them, which is going to be quite incredible. You do have a sampler sort of built in, so you can grab sounds from the wild. Step sequence has been around since day one, but it's kind of cool that they're adding that in. Step sequencer is good for people that don't know how to make music but need to learn how to make music. Step sequencer is your friend. You got Drum Machine Designer built in, and this is so much fun already on the iPad. Go to GarageBand, open up Live Loops, and just have yourself a merry little Christmas. It is kind of incredible. And this is the part to me that's cool. Being able to just come in here and have this hands-on mixer situation. Like, bam, touch control mixer. So good. And you can get in here and build whole stacks in your tracks. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get into the old Logic thing just to mess around. I think it's going to be good. Is it safe to say we should have seen this coming? I said this before. Apple was in this long before DaVinci even thought about making it for the iPad. You know why? Because Apple makes the iPad. Okay? They already had this in the pipeline You could tell by how feature rich the application is that they've been working on this for a long time. They just waiting for the hardware to catch up. The other companies can come to fruition quicker because they're not going to get slapped as hard if they did something crazy. Yes, I think so too. Matt says that the subscription cost is going to be tied to their soundtracks feature. They're going to provide an updating library of scores that we could all use for our vids. There you go. In which case, that makes it automatically cheaper than even Epidemic, right? So, boom. Working on recorder, but I need to tell her, oh, I see. Now you got jokes. All right. These scores will be analyzed by Apple so they can be automatically adjusted to the length of your video. Ooh, there we go. There you go. But this feature will only work with Apple Score library soundtracks off the browser. That is very, very intelligent. All right, let me do this because Dragon's being a troublemaker over here. Oh, I left it on all night, so it's dead. Let me grab the other phone. Where's my other phone in the pocket? Okay, so how am I going to show you this? I'm going to show you this through means of overhead camera. Let's go to overhead real quick. All right, here's the overhead camera. I'm going to reach over here and pull off this. Ooh, there it is. So this is a teleprompter. I'm going to disconnect it. This is the teleprompter. It slides on just like this, right? This is the ring for the teleprompter. The ring for the teleprompter slides in here like such and sticks to your computer. So, like any other filter in the planet, you can stack filters, right? Why the heck is he upside down? He's stupid. He's stupid. That's okay. It works. All right. So, dust that off. So, yeah, this just slides out. This is the ring, right? Day Trip took it to 10. So here's a filter. This is a white Pro Mist filter. I have a black Pro Mist filter on there. This is attached to the camera. So this just attaches to this. So there's the glass, as you can see, right? And then, that's it. Simple Simon went to the parliament, going to the fair. Now, if this is the lens just attaches here. Just like you have a CPL on every lens, if you don't, you're effing up. I can put any other filter right on top of this CPL, because, UV. I didn't mean to say CPL. I have a UV filter on every single lens to protect them. Nisi, high quality, right? And then you just like you attach that mist will fit right on here. So it's just a matter of rings. So on this particular camera, there is a filter, but see, filter, no filter, da, 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 da. Notice the highlightation, whatever, filter, da, 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 da. Notice the highlightation, and it's a 82 millimeter filter. This is a 82 millimeter empty ring that fits the teleprompter. So this is called Grown Folks Setup. And it is super impossible to put this filter on from here. Hold on. I had to move this back. I don't even use the teleprompter to read no script. I use the teleprompter to look at y'all. If I can't say what I gotta say without reading the script, then I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What's wrong with y'all? See, Dragon just messed up my whole thing. Come on. All right, let me try it this way. It's not working. All right, I'll fix it later. I don't need a teleprompter. I literally put it there so I can look at the guests when I'm talking to them. I don't really look at it to read things like that. Yeah, that's the big one. And it's funny because I always forget that one because we don't have it for so long. I've just managed, but I wish we had that for real. See, thank you, Andy. I appreciate you, bro. Like, yeah, most people are like, oh well, I need to get. I'm like, just use an actual glass filter. Actual glass filter is so much better than some weird LUT. See, this is the white Pro Mist. This is for weddings. Hey, let's get romantic. I would like to invite y'all all into the personal sanctuary. Oh, that one works. You know what? That means my ring is a little bit. There we go. Okay. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, as I stop to pour another glass of this here Cavassier, I would like to welcome all of you into my personal sanctuary. And today we will talk about the wonderful art of Final Cut Pro for the iPad and then Logic. So you can make the kind of beats and video that will allow you to do butt stuff. There you go. So yeah, that is it. That is it. There you go. Boom. This is it. That's all you need. This is a DeskView T3 Pro. $99 on the App Store. Not the App Store. $99 on Amazon. And I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with this teleprompter. I like it because it just sits on the lens. If you have a weak sauce camera or whatever, you might want to get one where you can like actually mount this separately and the camera floats in the back. There is a new updated version of this. It's going to be built that way. My camera is flush against the wall, so I don't have a space to do what, the other way. So to me, the DeskView T3 Plus. Yo, Drog's coming in with the super chat. Boom, boom, boom. Let me show you guys what this is. DeskView T3 Plus, Amazon. It's been incredible. I've had it forever. DESVIEW T3 Plus. Or T3S. All right. So T3S. There it is. You last bought this thing on August 25, 2021. So it's cool because it doesn't really need a backdrop. Now they've added something. This is different. This has been slightly upgraded. They have added a bracket. So that's new. When I bought it, it didn't come with this bracket. But what that bracket will allow you to do is basically float your camera so you don't have to just hang it off the camera. You will be able to mount this to the bottom and then float your camera in the back if you have that space. I don't have the space for that. It wouldn't work for me anyway. It does also come with a remote so that if you do need to do teleprompting, and it will hold up to an 11-inch iPad. I don't do that. I screwed it directly to my monitor. So I have a 7-inch Lilliput monitor, and this is it. But I think it's a dope teleprompter. It's one of the cleanest ones out there that doesn't require a lot of headache and a lot of setup. And teleprompters can be a pain in the butt, but they do work naturally. Now, if your Mac doesn't have enough inputs, you might need to, not enough inputs. Say your Mac doesn't have enough monitor outs like you're using a mini, then you want this. pluggable display link. That's this guy right here. So when I had it connected to my Mini, I had to use this because the Mini only supported one additional monitor. So you can have two monitors, right? That teleprompter is going to be the third. So I use this and plug it into my Mini, and then that would give me access to the additional monitor. So you could run 4 monitors off of Mini. And I always loved it when people say, you can only run 2 monitors off a Mini. I'm like, but I run 4. And they're like, how can you run 4? Because I know how to read. Yes, it's, all this information is out there, people. People just don't look. And then they listen to other people complain, and then they just copy those complaints. I highly suggest if there's something that you want to happen for your computer and somebody told you it can't be done, I highly suggest you search again and just double check. Because a lot of people just repeat what other people say with really little knowledge of is actually possible. I'm just saying, like, it's out there. Man, this wedding filter, it looks horrible. Let me stop. People gonna be like, why is that dude doing like tech conversations with the wedding filter on? Where's my filter box? Oh, it's underneath the teleprompter. I'm the weirdo that keeps all of my filters nicely in the box to which they came in. I am very, very protective of all of my filters. That'll work. So Drogman, the Wavelink also works. The pluggable one, I just got it because at the time it was available. I actually wanted the StarTech one, but the StarTech one has been out of stock forever. Boom. All right, so how many people are really going to think about getting this Final Cut thing for the iPad? And did we miss anything? Did we not cover anything to which we should have had covered that we didn't cover? And let me know. No, my brain cells just deeply wants to know what in the exact heck did I do with them screenshots of the new, am I crazy? I wonder what I did with the screenshots that I took of the new Rodecaster Pro thing. Super cool. I was super excited about that. So basically, if you haven't done so already, if you happen to have Rode wireless minis, you could do it. It should work. I mean, in theory, it should just work. But why? Please tell me why. But I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work right now. If you plug the Rodecaster Pro into your iPad right now, I think it'll work. You might need to do the adapter. It's called the media adapter. I have one here. And the reason for that would be you need to have power. Okay, so this is a media adapter. One for the power, and then one for the USB device. So you might need something like that. They already exist at the Apple Store for $39. But because the Rodecaster Pro is a self-powered device with a battery pack or with the actual plugging in, it should work. You know what? I'm a brave individual. Let's break some shit. All right, people. Here it goes. I just plugged this into my Rodecaster Pro. Open up GarageBand. plug in the Rodecaster Pro. I guess I didn't need to do that. I guess I could create a song and then come over to the recorder. And there's the audio recorder. So let's do voice. Audio device connected. You've plugged in an electric guitar microphone in order to hear yourself while you play. Tap turn on monitoring using the microphone wearing headphones. Recommended to avoid feedback. Okay, I don't really need that right now, but I'll turn it on anyway. But as you can see, as I am talking right here, Rodecaster Pro coming in on channel 1, it is right here. So it already works. Dang, screen dirty. The hell, I mean, not like that. See, this is the funny thing, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this is the difference between you and I. Y'all wonder if shit gonna work. I just try it because I have no fear of breaking anything because it's all under warranty because I don't keep old stuff. So does the Rodecaster Pro work with Logic? Yes. Why? Because it works with GarageBand already. Simple as that. Simple as that. Look, as I am doing this right here, it just absolutely works. Boom. There you go. So, yeah. No, I see, Matt. There's way better mixers than the Rodecaster Pro for music recording, but definitely use the gear that you have. And so, yes, it works. Today, right now, without doing anything, it absolutely works. 100%. So, there you go. That's how. I bet you there's a whole bunch of people with iPads and Rodecaster Pros that never thought to plug it in to see if it works. And yeah, it works. So there you go. End of that conversation. Yes. Yes. Hey, Matt, technically, so am I. Technically, so am I. That's super funny. Yeah, it's it's amazing. It just absolutely works. So now I want to see what people are going to do with it, though. Ooh, I'm going to start making some test recordings. I'm going to shout you out in this video, Matt, as I show recording a podcast using an iPad and Rodecaster Pro. Ooh, this is good. Here, let me press record. I-3214. I'm recording using this iPad and this Rodecaster Pro. I can see I could give myself some more gain on this input, but it says USB channel, so it doesn't really give me access to that. However, it does have some built-in compression action going on. It has some pitch control and tone going on as well. And then there's a monitor situation. So that's actually kind of cool. But yeah, it's all in there. And so then I'll just stop this recording. Hey, I said stop. There you go. That's cool. We're in there. We're in there like swimwear. All right, let me see. Glenda is talking about questions. Let me pull it back. No, motion is motion is far behind. I hope that comes out too. That would just be fun just to give me something to do when I'm bored with my iPad. But right now, no. You know, Doc, you can use the Q colon. Nope, that didn't work because Glenda forgot her Q colon. Oh. Now that FCP is available for iPad and desktop, I already have Creative Cloud for Premiere. Is it worth changing over to FCP? No, absolutely not. If you use Premiere and you are that's what you use and you're good at it, stay there. Don't switch. Switching's a pain in the butt if you don't need to. Right now, there is a trend on the freaking internet to, I'll make fun of my friends. I don't mind. Everybody is like wearing a badge. I'm switching. First of all, nobody cares you're switching. Why do you gotta announce it? Like, just switch. Move the on. But everybody loves to make these videos. All of the people in my space love to make these videos about switching to something. And my question is, how many people really care? I ain't switching because y'all switched, but there is a ton of these videos, right? Yeah. Peter did it. This other weird dude, Raphael, I don't think he actually did it. He just made the video. Somebody made a video about Peter making a video about doing it. Sarah Dietschy Rhymes with Peachy did it. Patrick made a video about other people doing it that he ain't really did it. Jesse made a video. Maddie made a video. Gene made a video. Right? Heller made a video. You know what? If you're going to switch, dude, just switch. I do not make videos telling y'all I'm fitting to change my drawers. It's just, whatever, man. Switch. Just switch. Nobody cares. But people like to do this because it's controversial. Here's what's going to happen. And somebody, I'm trying to remember who did it. They went to go do it because they thought it was a thing to do. And the first thing they ran into is they can't get their work done because they don't know how to use Resolve yet. So they said they switched, and then in one of their videos, there's a B-roll of the desk. And in the B-roll of the desk, they were still in Premiere. And I was like, you just made a video telling the whole planet that you switched, but turns out when you got to get done, you go back to using what you was using. Now, DaVinci is dope. Should you switch? Yes. I'm going to bring on a buddy of mine named Jeff later. Jeff is a master editor in everything. He knows how to use Premiere and DaVinci and Final Cut and Avid Media Composer and a couple more. If you have the bandwidth to learn both, I would say learn both. Because DaVinci, nobody colors better than DaVinci, right? It's just dope. But if switching is going to slow down your production, then don't switch. And I already know, calling a spade, you don't produce very much anyway, so why would you make it worse? Like, just nah. Just don't switch. And if you do switch, just switch. You don't have to make it. Guys, I'm switching. Like, shut up. That was all clickbait videos. I'll call every single one of those people out the straight up clickbait videos. That's all it is. Because it's fun. And the topic is controversial. So, I don't know. I just think that's disingenuous. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being mean, but I think it's a little disingenuous with all of the people like, I'm switching. Like, come on, bro. Come on. No, not if it doesn't serve you. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Okay, I will give you that. If you don't have content, you create content. This is true. And everything is content. But, like, if you're going to do it, mean it, right? Don't just do it. Like, you can say, I'm thinking about switching, and here's why. Here's why maybe you should think about it, whatever. And most of those videos, to be honest with you, most of them did that, right? But, there's some creators that just be just full of crap. And, yeah, boom. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Say it again, Matt, for the people in the back. Boom. Every single one of them switchers is going to make a video about Final Cut Pro on the iPad. Switch into Windows Movie Maker. Oh my God, I remember those days. Jesus criminy, do I remember those days. Yeah. So anyway, fam, I hope you guys are excited about this. about this iPad thing popping through. I hope Matthew listens to me because I just want him to call me up and say, "Hey man, I bought a new truck. Thank you. I appreciate what you told me to do." I think it's going to be out there. Um, to me, I agree with what Frederick said a minute ago. The amount of tools that are available for us as creators to create mobily on the fly, less and less and less limitations. To me, that is where the gold money is, right? Less limitations, right? CapCut, amazing. InShot, amazing. Premiere Rush, when it came out, even iMovie on the iPad was quick. I did a whole bunch of videos on this channel on iMovie on the iPad because it was available. It was quick. It just happened, right? I still to this day do a lot of my Lightroom on my iPad because it's just I can pick it up and go somewhere and just hide from the family and just chill out, listen to some lo-fi and knock it out, right? Or tomorrow is Wu-Tang Wednesday. Be a good day to go in and start editing some photos. So I think the ability to do some of this stuff on the fly will make it easier. You imagine going to an event like we went to NAB, imagine all of us being able to chop this broccoli on the plane. Like right now, opening up a 14-inch MacBook Pro on the plane, it still takes a little bit of space. And if you ever have to fly Delta, they kind of cheap on the space. Hawaiian, we got a little bit more space. But, it just makes it easier, fam. This whole thing easier. You can lay up in the bed and just knock some things out, right? Yeah, I think it's coming, I think a web version is coming. The web version is a little weird right now. You can do certain things already with the web version, Frederick, but I didn't even know you were still creeping. I'm over here talking spicy about you, and you're here. I think it's going to be good, man. Again, the idea of how much we can do mobily right now, even if it was the old school editors know what I'm talking about. I got cuts only. I'm going to offline edit on my iPad and get that closer to online. So when I bring it back to the suite to do that final online, it's going to just be quick because I've done so much of it already on the flow, on the road. Dailies, DIT stuff, all of this stuff is getting better. And so, yeah, if it's time to go and buy a new iPad. And one last thing before we step. Oh, yes, that was another one. All of the idiots, I'm changing cameras. So what? Now, when Frederick makes the video switching from Nikon to Sony, that I will watch and I won't say anything bad about it. Sorry, Frederick. Sorry, you just had to say you were still here. So here, let's do this real quick. Let's go shopping because I'm curious of where we at now. Let's say we want to go and build ourselves an iPad and we want to do iPad Pro. Boom, M2. We're going to press buy. La, 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 la. Matthew, get your credit card ready. You need a 12.9 inch. Yes. Space gray. Absolutely. 1 terabyte at a minimum. And we don't need Wi-Fi and cellular, just Wi-Fi. No Neato engraving. And just in case you don't have one, we're going to add an Apple Pencil. Okay. And then you kind of want a keyboard, no engraving, but we're going to just say you kind of want a keyboard, but we're going to let you use whatever you got for right now because the Magic Keyboard does raise the price a lot. I love my Magic Keyboard, but there's a lot of options out there. Logitech, Bridge, bunch of them. We're going to skip keyboard for now. You can get keyboard, just add $100 to this thought, okay? We're not going to trade nothing in. No keyboard. Bam. No trade in. Bam. And then, let's see. It came out to, if you got an Apple card, it comes out to $160 a month. Right? If you add Apple Care, let's add Apple Care. Yes, because it's iPad. Okay. With Apple Care, it comes out to $173 a month. So just add that plus another $5. So for $180 a month for the first 12 months, and then after that, you're squared. Basically, you can just start a editing for other people business today. If you can't earn 200 bones a month editing video for your other friends, we got a whole different problem. We got a whole different problem. That, my friends, is actually easy money. I know so because I've convinced people to edit for other people, and most of them are making anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a month on that business. Some even more. Because I go to these conferences, I talk to creators all the time, and all kind of creators hate editing, right? Even people who have a lot of work, they need assistant editors. Assistant editor, you can at least cover the cost of this. I'm just saying. And you only got to do it for 12 months. After that, you own the iPad, right? But let's just say you went and paid it outright. It's basically 2 Gs. Now, let me see what Matt had to say. Do I get cellular because FCP needs internet connection to register a subscription? Yes. If you don't have your Wi-Fi, you have your phone, which will suffice to get you connected. I used to always get the cellular version, and once public Wi-Fi got as fast as it is and as ubiquitous as it is, I stopped getting the cellular version. Public Wi-Fi is crazy ubiquitous nowadays, and your phone hotspot is crazy fast nowadays. I ran an entire conference off of my iPhone last year in Amesbury. So, yeah, your phone is right next to you at all times anyway. So I don't think you need to do such a thing. But if you want to get that, let's go back and Matthew, got to be Matthew. He always got to do some crazy stuff. Let's add that to Matthew's party. There you go. And then now, don't scroll so fast. Logitech mouse. That jumps it up to $2,200. So it's a $200 extra if you want to add that cellular. And then on average, around $10-15 a month with your carrier. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You get the 3% back even if you do the monthly installments, George. Even if you buy it on your Apple Card with the monthly installments, you still get that 3% back. This is funny. Folks, since my Apple Card, every Apple gear I buy, need it or not, I always do the 12 months no interest. Because, number one, it helps move your business credit. It just helps, right? Number two is it leaves capital available because whenever you buy a new Mac, next thing you know, you need a case, and then, you need some new software or whatever. I like to keep the capital liquid. So me personally, ever since I got the car, because there's no interest. It's zero interest. It's the same whether you pay it straight or not. I always, always, always put everything on the old Apple Card. It's just me. Again, you do you. You do you. Considering about getting a Wi-Fi, yes, bruh. I'm actually, let me show you. This is my favorite right now. This is what I use. Nighthawk, NIGHT, HAWK, M6. This is what I use for conferences right now. And I normally bring it with me everywhere I go. This thing is incredible. The one that I have is the AT&T locked version, which is $4.99, but you have to connect the AT&T to it. I like this version better because you can also use T-Mobile, which means you can use Mint Mobile. And the Mint Mobile one's a little bit faster. It is connected to my personal, but yeah, I do run it as a owner expense. This thing right here has been really good. Another one that I just found out from a friend of mine is available on T-Mobile. This one is also good. Depends on what you're using for your plan, Frederick. But this is an Inseego, Inseego. Inseego 5G. This is the new hotness from T-Mobile. And this is really good. Actually, Brady has a Verizon version like this. I think Brady's still in the chat somewhere. We use this Inseego version to do a service and stream it to Asia from Hawaii, and it was flawless. So really kind of cool. The newest Inseego, they're not showing the newest Inseego on here, but there's a brand new Inseego that is really good, fast speeds, and a little bit cheaper. I think the new Inseego is like $349, but you can only get it from T-Mobile or Verizon. Yes, it's this one right here, the M3000. And it's only available from Verizon or whatever. This is the new one, the MiFi X Pro. Super dope, but you got to scroll down to the bottom, and then you got to click on like T-Mobile. Right. This is the same point to me, Frederick. This is to me was the important situation is by having a hotspot, which I normally carry with me already, it's better for me to get it as a regular thing and go from here. So Brady is saying that this Inseego doesn't have a Ethernet slot. Let me see. Nope. All right, that kills it. Yeah, that's why the Nighthawk is better. I like the thing about the Nighthawk to me is like when we did podcast movement last year and social media marketing world and content marketing world, I basically set this up in the booth. I had a cable running to it, running Ecamm. We had Ecamm running in the booth with a big ass TV, and other people in the conference was like, "How y'all live streaming from the booth? Did y'all pay $4,000 for that internet?" No. Oh, can we use your booth? We need to do a quick. Yes, you can. We need to do a quick stand-up interview. We want to do it live. Can we use your booth? Well, absolutely. Matter of fact, you can use my whole live streaming setup. And so it was just really good to have. But this is what I carry. I absolutely love it. I think it's flawless. The amount of traveling and conferencing and stuff you do, Frederick, it's an easy write-off. It's well worth it. And so, yeah, to you, Matt, same thing. I think it's better to either use your phone or even if you rent a hotspot for when you need it, better than putting the cellular hard locked into your iPad, because this will cover 32 devices where your iPad, yeah. I just think the Nighthawks are better maneuver. And again, this one only works on AT&T and T-Mobile or T-Mobile oriented networks. So Mint Mobile should work and things like that. Verizon, I believe, is stuck on the Inseego brand. They're good, but if you get an Inseego brand, make sure you look for one that has the Ethernet port because it's easier to connect by Ethernet. Now, all of the above, Brady, to your point, you can actually use the USB-C cable to connect it, and that's the same thing as Ethernet, by the way. So there you go. All right, peoples. That was cool. This was a fantastic stream. I can't wait to get started, and I can't wait to be featured in Matt's Final Cut Pro course for the iPad. I'm going to keep harassing him. I'm going to hit him up in Discord every day and be like, "Did you start yet?" Yes. There you go. George says, set up an Apple savings account, and that's 3% of Apple Cash from your Apple Card that goes into your account, and you earn an extra 4.15 APY yearly. Man, I keep putting it off because I know people are going to complain, but I kind of want to do a whole stream on creator finance, not from an accountant standpoint, just from how I did it. When I decided to do this channel, I gave myself a budget and I got a card specifically for this channel, and that was going to be it. Like, I wasn't going to go past this budget, and I did it. I actually came in under budget, and then everything else I've done for the channel, I've done with the money earned from the channel. But eventually that led me to where I have my Amex Business Platinum connected to the channel, and it's been brilliant. Like Centurion Lounge, well worth it. Like, it's funny when you tell somebody to get the Amex Platinum card and their first thought, but it's $700 a year. Bro, it is May. What is that, 5 months in? I've gotten almost $3,000 worth of benefit out of my $700 card. So that's I can add $2,700 no, $2,300 worth of benefits out of that card. And the ones that nobody even talks about. When you go to the airport and you get to go to the lounge, okay? Inside the lounge, they have food, they have drinks. If you were to buy a plate of food and 2 glasses of whiskey, that will come out to about $80. It's free. You know what I'm saying? When we were at NAB and everybody was stuck in that Starbucks line trying to get their Starbucks, we rolled into the Amex lounge and got coffee and sparkling water and snacks for free. That alone is worth it. I got one too, Brady. I got one too. Brady said he got an Amex link if you need it. Me too. Like, bro, I'm just telling you, you have no idea. So I go, this was, just talk about this real quick. I go to Boston and get off the plane, right? So I open up my little Avis app over here and I say, hey, Avis, I've landed. I walk into the rent-a-car place. There's a long line because all these people just landed, right? I landed at early in the morning. I landed at 7 a.m. So there's legit no less than 20 people in line at the Avis counter. I roll in and it said, because you are Avis preferred, a benefit that you get from being an Amex user, you get automatically leveled up in your status, right? So, for instance, let me put it this way. Avis has a Avis preferred status, and you have to rent so many cars in order to get to that status. With Amex, they just give it to you, right? So you already have that. So I walk into the line, and right when I stood at the back of the line, there's a red sign, and the red sign saying, Avis preferred people, go straight to the garage. So I walk into the garage, and the guy was like, can I see your ID? Yep, give him my driver's license. He basically looked at the computer. He goes, Mr. Boyd, your car is ready. It says slot F18. And by the way, it says here you ordered a Camry. Yes. No, we upgraded you to a fully loaded TRD 4Runner 2023. What? Upgraded to a glorious 4Runner. Like, glorious, right? Okay, so the other things that happen. If you happen to have, hotels have what they call status matching, okay? So, for instance, I have Marriott Gold Elite, right? That's what it is. I have a pretty high-end Marriott thing. You can go to another hotel like Wyndham and say, I am a Marriott Gold Elite person. Would you status match it? Wyndham will automatically make you Gold Elite for Wyndham without ever staying a single night in their hotel, because they want you to come over there. So they give you, a little bit of that nice behavior, right? So they'll go ahead and let you slide over. With this link that I'm about to send you, Glenda, they have special bonus. They're going to give you they're going to give you 150,000 point credit for signing up using my link this month. Right? So, yeah, here we go. Hopefully that fits. Oh, it does not fit. You dummy. All right, hold on. Got to do that again. I got to cut off the advertisement part at the beginning. There you go. So, so when you get an Amex, right, they will automatically put you on Marriott Gold Elite. I already had it, but they will put you on Marriott Gold Elite and Hilton Gold Elite. With those two, you can go to Wyndham and get the Wyndham Gold Elite. Now, here's where it gets dope. When you go to Vegas, you can take the Wyndham Gold Elite because it's connected with Caesars, go to Caesars Palace and say, hey, man, I need to be in the Caesars Ballers Club. They will put you in the Caesars Ballers Club, which gives you like $50 a day resort credit to like drinks or food or whatever. What is it called? CASERS Club. I forgot what it's called. Somebody's going to show me a picture of a sandwich. No, it's not it. I thought when I type in Caesars Club, it was going to show me a picture of a sandwich. Anyway, here we go. So you're going to get this Caesar's reward thing, right? So they give you rewards for every day. You get special rates. You get better room access. You get, more credit when you win. But they have things like restaurant credit and food credit. And you get Caesar's reward for free because you're a Wyndham Elite member, but you're a Wyndham Elite member because you automatically become a Marriott Elite member. So you get Marriott Gold Elite status, Hilton Gold Elite status. You go to Wyndham and say, status match me. So now you got Wyndham Gold Elite status, and then you turn that into a Caesars Elite reward status. So then when you go to NAB or any conferences in Vegas, you walk around with your Caesars card, and it gets you discounts all over Vegas, not just at the Caesars Resort. These are the stuff that people don't know about because they be busy listening to their friends talking about, I don't use credit cards. Like, the dumbest business practice in the planet is using debit cards only. Like, if you can, I know some people can't, I ain't that stupid, right? But if you can, not using a credit card with rewards versus using a debit card is bad. It's just really bad. You're just making, the bank is making money off of you because of your debit card. You get more if you use a rewards card, even if it's just a cashback card. A cashback card, pay everything with with the cashback card and get cash back like the Apple Card is better than just using the debit card. Anyway, it's a long conversation. Boom. Dude, got clear too. That's another one. Forgot about that. I mean, yeah, I got all of my bennies back. You know, it is crazy the amount of people that just don't understand how dope it really is. I was having this conversation with Matt and some of the guys and the thing. Chase has a very similar situation. If you're anti-Amex for whatever reason, you don't like paying your card every month. Chase has it too. Chase is also good, but there's like $100 less a month, I believe. Oh, and to Brady's point, outside of Clear, not only do you get Amex lounge status, you get every lounge in the country. I can go to any airport, international, whatever, Air France, Air Lithuania, Lufthansa, British Airways. I can use all of their lounges. Just come in, flash them with the priority pass, be like, boom, priority pass access. Can I get in? And you just, boom, flash them one of these and slide in. Just saying, it's worth the look. It's worth the look, people. It's totally worth the look. Anyway, let me get the hell out of here. Got work to do. I appreciate y'all. You guys rock. Today was a good session. And as soon as Final Cut comes out, we're going to be playing. So I'll see you for sure on the 23rd. I believe it's a Tuesday, which kind of works itself out. Next week, Tuesday, we're going to be really, really late because Ken and Glenn are bogarting my time slot. And then Paul is making fun of me because of that. So anyway, that is it. I am going to pop into Discord real quick, and then we'll see you guys on Saturday. Appreciate you. A-Town Stomp.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of